Okay, we are now on to the third video, looking at Square's dashboard, and I want to go back to items. Okay, and I want to make some comments about how items are used. You can only enter an item if you choose, or you can enter an item that is under a category, or you can enter an item that has a modifier. But the simplest way to use Square would be just to enter an item with a description and a price. So you got to kind of decide how your menu is going to be laid out and whether or not you want to use categories or if you want modifiers on items. And that's really a decision that the business owner has to make. Okay, so now we're on to gift cards. Okay, gift cards are an optional feature that Square offers. Okay, they sell gift cards to you as a business owner. The prices are as low as $1 per card. But what I don't know is how many cards you have to buy to qualify for $1 per card pricing. So one would have to go through and actually set up gift cards to determine, what the pricing is that you're going to pay as a business owner to be able to use gift cards. My thought is that you'll probably use them, but you probably won't use them from the get-go. Okay, dining options. When a server or a cashier brings up the register for a kitchen order for a customer, they have the choice to choose what the dining option is. Okay, so the default is for here or in-house, or you're going to eat at the restaurant. All means the same thing. Okay, and you can choose as a server with the dining option for the ticket to go. You can choose to have it be delivered for delivery, or you can choose to have it being picked up. Now, you can edit the dining options, and you can also create new dining options if there's something that isn't applicable about these. You can change these by clicking either on or behind the description or retyping the description, or you can click the little garbage can to get rid of, for example, the delivery dining option altogether. And then once you've made your changes, you click the Save button. Okay, so now let's look at employees. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new employee, and we'll call this person click the new employee button, and we'll hire our sister and give her employee number of 54321 and a phone number of 708 476 6187. I believe that's her cell phone number. And put in an email address, and we'll pay her a massive amount of money, like $32 an hour. Okay? And what we want to do is we want to turn on this option, okay, for permissions. because we want to select a role for her that includes and doesn't include certain options. So she can't see everything and she can't do everything that the owner can who logs on to the dashboard. Okay, so we've got a couple of roles set up already. We've got an administrator role, which is do everything. We've got a cashier role, which has been set up for Danny Mraz, and he can only do kitchen order tickets, or we can create a new role. Okay, so we'll make her the manager. Okay, and so now we've got lots of choices here. Okay, so she can access a shared register, and she's going to get a 4-digit passcode. Once we click the Save button, Square will load her into the employees table and issue a 4-digit passcode, okay, which we will give her so she can log into the register. Okay, so we'll say we'll let her access sales activity, cancel transactions, delete saved items from open tickets, edit items, we'll let her do that. We'll let her issue refunds. Okay, manage open tickets, manage customers, open the cash drawer outside of a sale. You got to be very careful with this because this is how money goes missing. Okay, and there's other items here that we might want to let her have access to. Okay, take offline payments, update customer loyalty, use instant deposit. Well, you probably don't want to do that. You probably want to leave the owner to do that of the business. View expected amount in the cash drawer. That's probably a good idea for a manager to be able to do. Okay, you probably don't want to let her view reports because she'll have access to too much information. Okay, and then there is this option here, access the dashboard. Okay, now this is the main dashboard that we've been looking at, which has a lot of information on it. So you have to decide whether or not you want to let the manager of the business access the entire dashboard. My guess is you do not. So we're going to say click Save, and it's going to bring all the information up that we've entered, and then we click the Save button here. And Square has issued a passcode that she can log into the Square register, okay, or use an iPad to access the Square register with her unique 4-digit passcode. This is what you would give the employee, and you would tell them to not share this information with anyone because they're personally responsible for what happens underneath this 4-digit passcode within Square. So she's 4085. So if we were running the register, POS register, we could log in and a time card would start with this time for her passcode assignment of 4085. Okay, I'm going to remove this and we'll see now that here she is. She's set up as the manager. Okay, and she's active. So, this window is a filter. You can filter down your employees by their first name. Okay, so that's employees. And here is permissions. Now, let's talk about setting up guest register access. You probably don't want to do this because it's going to give unlimited access to the register for anyone. And in fact, I'm not sure why Square has enabled a function like this, but they have. But if you wanted to set up guest register access, you could do that. You can click right here and go ahead and set up guest register access. You can also create more roles. Okay, and each role would then, or could be assigned to an employee. Okay, let's move on and talk about customers. Okay, again, the customers are a big focus with Square. They are trying very hard to build and grow customer relationships. So you've got things like analytics around your customers. You've got a directory of all your customers. You have feedback. Okay, so each time a customer pays, he can or she can get a digital receipt. That receipt asks the person if they'd like to provide feedback, and so then you gain access to their email information, which you can use in marketing and you can use in your loyalty program. But you build a bridge between the business and the customers. I think it's really important to do this, but it's going to take some effort. It's going to take some time to get this done and get it done right. So it's probably not anything that you want to do from the get-go, but it's something to think about as you grow the business. So that pretty much is the overview of the dashboard. And it is quite powerful. It has all the functions that you would need to run a small business, whether it be a restaurant or it be a bar or it be a clothing store. Any of your smaller businesses, say up to $1 million to $2 million in revenue. This looks like a very good product. It's as simple as it possibly can be to use for the power and the function that it provides. And Square has done a really great job in developing this product and releasing it on iOS, on the iPad, and on Android, on your tablets and your Android phones. So they're a little bit behind on the Android release of the register. It's still in development, but an iPad is a great solution. It's a great piece of hardware. It's as good as you get. It's well worth the money, and I think that this is a very, very good solution for a small business. So there you have it. And keep your eyes open for the next video, which will be a review of Square's register. So thanks for listening, and have a great day, and be successful.